Hello and welcome back to another Relics of Hyrule video guide video. This video guide video is about the Hall of Literature and the Hall of Memories in the Archive, the museum space of Relics of Hyrule. Now, these have been in the mod relatively short amount of time compared to the other halls. They were added in 6.6.1 and 6.6.2 respectively. So all the other ones are covered in another video. The purple one and the sort of golden other one, the one at the end there, these are the Hall of Literature and the Hall of Memories. Now I'm going to run through them and do my best to explain them. Let's start with the Hall of Literature. Hall of Literature is a little different from the other halls. All the other halls do not take the stuff that you give them. The Hall of Literature does. It takes books from your inventory and puts them on display. There's an information crystal to tell you more and to explain how it works, and there's one display here currently that does function like the rest of the archive, and that is that little crystal over there. That is the Goron tablet display. So you can see there's already one there. If we activate it, then we will get the standard kind of prompts. Now, keep in mind, I have the Triforce of Knowledge and the Triforce of Wisdom, and Nehru's Gratitude, which gives me these effects of, it will tell me what it is, it'll tell me what I need to complete it. That is from Nehru's Gratitude / Nehru's Favor. Triforce of Wisdom, Triforce of Knowledge, tell me what it is, and then it will always tell you how many items are missing. So that's how they usually function. The shelves in the archive don't really... they do this. They do this, but they also take away the item that is in question. So I'll show you really quick. I have the Itnum Zand Chronicles display over here. And I'm going to activate that, and it will take these materials from me. So we're going to activate it, and it's pulling Aerothal's journal and Zulema's note out. Tells me it's Itnum Zand Chronicles, just like any other display. And it would tell me what's missing if I didn't complete it. I did complete it, so it did not tell me what's missing. The other thing that's different is that these displays don't give you sort of afterward information. You can take stuff out, and then when you activate it again, it pulls it right back in. But it's not telling me what these are all about. It's the Itnum Zand Chronicles. That's what it is. And you can read it from the inventory of the shelf. You know, hold shift, do the standard thing. Now that's a complete display. But what if you come in and you don't have a complete display? Let's check out the Ganon stuff. Cult of Ganon books and journals. So it took the discussion on power out, and it tells me I need these items, just like any other display. So it's similar to the displays in the rest of the archive, but it is a little different. It's sort of like a interactive bookshelf. And something else to keep in mind is this cube will only accept stuff from this. It's not just any book. So if I try to put this book in there, it says nope. Just like any other archive, the storage cube only reacts to stuff from this area. These shelves back here are for extra spell tome. So right here, this is where the spell tome for Bombos Rune goes. And it'll just suck it out of your inventory, put it on display, but it won't tell you what's missing, it won't tell you anything about it. Because it's just excess display. And also, you can't grab that book. You can see I couldn't grab the book straight from the shelf. I have to activate the shelf inventory in order to pull that book out or read it. So that is the Hall of Literature. Pretty straightforward. Just keep in mind that every time you activate one of those shelves, it's going to look in your inventory for the books. The Hall of Memories is a little different. You need pictographs. So the pictographs will get their own video at some point. You need the pictograph box. You need to repair the pictograph box. That's covered in its own video. And you go to Relics of Hyrule locations and take pictographs. It's not like Wind Waker where you aim it at an enemy and you take a picture. As long as you're in a certain area, it will take a picture. Some are more specific than others, so you have to go to very specific locations within a location in order to get the pictures. But when you go to the Hall of Memories, you can use those pictographs. You can actually put them on display themselves on the shelves here, and this display is for the pictograph box itself, for the pictograph box damaged and the fixed one. And these displays, these shelves are designed that at some point I will expand them. These are the legendary pictographs. The other difference between this and the Hall of Literature is the legendary pictographs don't tell you what's missing, but the normal pictographs might? I forget. Do they? No, they don't. Because it tells you it's 125 through 133. So, oh, never mind. I stand corrected. They do tell you what's missing. Which is pretty straightforward, but it helps to just get a report of what's missing. So if you have any pictographs, they'll be sucked out of your inventory just like the Hall of Literature. This sort of central area, this is for the main dungeons of the mod, so Kina Langdonzell, Itnamzand, and Morwidajal. Everything will expand, so those shelves will expand as more pictographs are added, and these sort of sector things, which is one of the things that makes the Hall of Memories unique, they might expand at some point as well. So let's start with this central area, and then we'll move on to the minor sector. We'll talk about the ruin sector. We'll talk about the temple sector. We'll talk about the shrine sector and rupture sector. Whew! I had to make them like this. I had to separate the Hall of Memories because it was huge. Every display is a little piece of a location. So the display for Morwidajal, for instance, is an actual piece of Morwidajal. So I'm going to add the Morwidajal pictographs to my inventory right here. Obviously, don't do this unless you're a cheater. Use the pictograph box to actually get these items and put these on display. Unless you just don't care about the game mechanics that I worked so very hard on to implement. Anyway, I have the Morwidajal pictograph, and I'm going to use it to make a display for Morwidajal. Now I just need to find where Morwidajal is. This is the Itnamzand area, I think. Let me confirm that. This is definitely Itnamzand, so that's not going to help, but it'll tell me I need pictograph 44. So if you don't have a pictograph already and you have Triforce of Wisdom, Triforce of Knowledge, it will tell you which pictographs are which is handy. Is this... That's Kina Langdonzell. Morwidajal is in there. Yeah, Morwidajal is in here. You also get displays for the exterior. So if you're outside, then you'll get displays for the exteriors, which I'll show you in a minute. This is the arena. Yes. Okay. So this must be deep or depths or whatever it is. Sanctuary. No. This one is the main dungeon. I forget what the other one was. Morwidajal Catacombs. Morwidajal Catacombs. So this is the exterior. And you can see the way that it's set up is there's a wall, and when you have the proper pictograph, it will remove that wall. So when I add... there's another thing to keep in mind. I'm going to use the exterior pictograph. There it is. And it gives you a little model of the exterior of Morwidajal. Looks nice. Very nice. So some of the displays will... Oops, dropped a pen. Some of the displays will have 2 pictographs that they require. Like this one shows you this little section that's sort of compartmentalized from Morwidajal with nice fancy lighting. And you also need the exterior. It only gets a little bit of it. It doesn't do the whole thing. That would be ridiculous. It's just a little cross-section of it. Complete with the little bandit section over here. So it's a nice little area. Oh, hello, one of them. How are you doing? It's a nice little, just like a cross-section of these different locations. Complete with non-functional doors. And the lighting is a little different, so you can get a better look at some of these locations than when you visit them in person. It's a museum, it's nothing more, so like that cooking pot doesn't work. There's no functional crafting, it's all just on display. So let's go to the minor sector really quick, and I'll show you what that's all about. Here's the minor sector. This is things like the secret grottos. In fact, it's mostly secret grottos, if not entirely secret grottos. And this one's very long, and it might expand in the future. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. I don't think I'll add any more grottos, but it might be something else. And then there's a little white crystal. Boop! And that pops you right to the beginning. So that's the minor sector. There's not much to see. It's just secret grottos for now. This is the ruin sector. So this is where like crafting equipment, like the Termin Forge, the Skulltula houses, that's what that ramp goes up to, is one of the Skulltula houses. And then also Kakariko Village and the Freezing Caves are in here. Very narrow hallways. I might sort of like tweak this in the future. It was hard to get everything to fit together right. Beneath the Well is over here. You need a certain pictograph for that, obviously. Number 28. There's one of them. This is the Kakariko Village display right next to me. So you need the proper pictographs for that. Now, I know that some of the pictographs are hard to get, and I am working on that. And there's a white crystal to help you out. Pop you right back where you were. What's this one? Oh, False God Passage, yeah. So, yeah, that's the ruin sector. Really nice dome interior. And then this is... I kind of trimmed the footage here. This is the temple sector. So this is like the Forest Temple, the Spirit Temple, the Trianav. Why is that there? I don't know. Ooh. Why is the Trianav in the temple sector? That's very suspicious. Why is the Link Between Worlds in the temple sector? Don't know. This area will definitely expand because I'm doing an expansion for all 6 temples at some point. So you'll get more displays in this area as the temples expand. Okay, so that's the temple sector. Nice little shortcut here. I'm very happy with how this one turned out. It's very nice and sort of... the setup is nice. Nice wide hallways. This is the shrine sector, so it's the... islands. The islands, the Minish dungeons, various other places, the goddess shrines, the Shrine of Resurrection. Very high probability that the Sheikah shrines will be added to this area, and the Sheikah towers might end up here once I get around to making those. And then Low Rule is also here, so come 6.6.3, when all the shadow pockets are done, you will be able to see all the shadow pockets here, namely in this zone, which actually took a little finagling to get right. This area right here is black as the Ace of Spades. This is the Low Rule section. So look at that. I'm really happy with how that turned out. That will expand. And then this is the Ruptured sector. This is where the Ruptured Towers go. And this is actually designed very similarly to how the archive was originally designed. I originally envisioned it as like a weird, like, 4-dimensional thing where you could walk on the walls, and it was just needlessly complicated, and everything was in one place. But I changed that, and some of that design carried over for the Ruptured display, which it makes sense for it to be like this. I did get some comments saying, why is the Ruptured display like this? It looks kind of weird. But it's for the Shattered Lands, it's for the Ruptured Towers, it's for all those weird sort of broken up places. And also, the archive is multi-dimensional. It's not... It's you know, this is sort of the true nature of the archive in a lot of ways. We also have this weird... I don't know. This is the Asylum display, so that activates the bridges for the Asylum display. And that, I mean, that's pretty much it for the Rupture display. There's a lot of sort of secrets hidden in these sort of areas. Like the Rupture display, each display has like 3 different pieces to it. You can kind of see them over there where one of them is standing. So in order to complete all the Ruptured Towers displays, you have to get the interior, the exterior, and the arena. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this section of the archive turned out. This is the last section. I'm not going to make any more. I'm not going to make any more halls. I might add sectors to the Hall of Memories as needed. But as it is, this is the way it is, and I'm not changing it. So don't ask. I spent a year on this, so I'm not changing it. Anyway, sorry, I got a little overzealous there, got a little excited. I worked very hard on the archive, and I'm very proud of it. I know it's not perfect, I know it's not Legacy of the Dragonborn, but it is its own thing, and it's the most complete Relics of Hyrule museum you will ever get. So, this is what you got. That is the entirety of the Ruptured Tower, of the archive, and the explanation of it. That's the Hall of Literature, Hall of Memories. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. If you're not a member of the Discord, definitely check it out, and please help with the wiki as best as you can. Thank you very much, and see you next time.